So after the news of Kevin Patrick being released from WWE, I decided to go further down the wrestling rabbit hole and I signed back on X earlier today or Twitter. And about 15 minutes ago, right before I started recording this, I wanted to give my live reaction, so we're going to read it together. But I saw something about a sexual harassment case against Vince McMahon or something of the sort. So I just saw sexual and Vince McMahon, put it together, and then I saw something about UFC and WWE, which maybe means he's including Lesnar. So I want to read it with you guys, break it down. I feel like TKO Emmanuel, I feel like he knew that these things were going to happen at some point, that it was going to come back because they did file him under the SEC as a liability. So it makes sense that now they might just cut him out of the stock and maybe just completely let him go because he's not even on the board anymore. So that rabbit hole with Vince McMahon brought me here. And it said the spokesperson for Vince McMahon says that the sex trafficking lawsuit is deplete with lies. Let's see if that's true. An update on Vince McMahon's latest lawsuit because there have been multiple. As previously noted, the Wall Street Journal published an article on January 25th to reveal that the former WWE employee Janelle Grant has filed a lawsuit against McMahon and WWE for alleged sex trafficking. McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and Brock Lesnar were all named in the article that featured graphic details of horrific events before a non disclosure agreement, aka NDA, was signed in 2022. In an update deadline heard from McMahon's spokesperson, who shared the former WWE chairman is denying the allegations. This lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth. He will vigorously defend himself, said the spokesperson, which basically translates to they're lying, we're going to countersue so that I can win. Meh, 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 meh. A TKO spokesperson, or sorry, TKO spokesperson also stated on Thursday that Mr. McMahon does not control TKO, nor does he oversee the day-to-day operations of WWE. Now, this matter does predate our TKO executive team's tenure at the company. We take Mrs. Grant's horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing this matter internally. It remains to be seen if McMahon will maintain his executive chairman role with TKO, one that became official when WWE and UFC were merged under Endeavor in September. Now, I do want to reiterate that when I said that he wasn't on the board anymore, he isn't. Or at least that was what I understood from a previous article that I read. But it looks like he also may lose his executive chairman role too, which is very interesting. And that's obviously assuming all of this is true, because again, but then again, McMahon does have a bit of a track record. I don't know. There's more. There's one more thing. You guys let me know. So now, courtesy of WrestleOps, I'm going to explain to you how Brock fits into all this. And then we also have another piece of information that shows Vince McMahon potentially bribing Mrs. Grant, but we'll get into that, or Ms. Grant. We'll get into that a little later as well. So with regards to the sex trafficking lawsuit, in 2021, the suit said that Vince McMahon instructed Grant to create personalized sexual content for a WWE superstar that he was trying to re-sign. Brock Lesnar was being trying to re-sign around SummerSlam. If you guys remember, he literally showed up in August last minute for what happened there, and they said that they literally last minute, Vince had to book him a jet and get him in last second into SummerSlam. That he literally flew in as the show was going on, or at least so the rumors say, right? Anyways, the suit didn't name the professional wrestler, but he described him as a UFC fighter and a WWE talent. Now the argument here could be made: what about Matt Riddle? It does seem viable. However, they did also go on to say that the former UFC fighter was a world heavyweight champion of said company, which I found in another piece of information. So it does seem to be pointing more towards Brock. But anyways, you let me know. People familiar with the matter identified the wrestler as Brock Lesnar, one of WWE's biggest names. The suit said that McMahon shared the explicit photos with the star and informed Grant that he likes what he sees. Now, I just did the LA Knight thing. I'm sorry. You guys know I'm a wrestling fan about LA Knight. Yeah. I also can there with I'm not going to put them on screen because they might get this video taken down. But there are screenshots of this conversation. If you literally go to WrestleOps' page on Twitter, he has or they have screenshot pictures of the actual convos, the supposed convos. The suit said McMahon shared the explicit photos with the star and informed Grant that he likes what he sees. After the star agreed to a new contract, Brock, McMahon texted Grant in August 2021, which was when Brock came back, to say that part of the deal was effing you. That December, McMahon gave Grant's personal cell phone number to the WWE star, the lawsuit said. The wrestler asked her to send a video of herself urinating. I beg your pardon?
I beg your pardon?
The suit said, and after she did, he called her a female dog. That same month, the suit said that the star expressed a desire to set a play date, aka smash and leave. What was it? Smash and pass? Whatever the kids say nowadays. But a snowstorm disrupted his travel plans, and this is directly from the Wall Street Journal. Now, the interesting thing about all this is that it seems Brock Lesnar low key, instead of being like a former singer who likes to urinate on people, he likes to Brock likes to watch them urinate instead. I wonder how he does with Sable. Maybe he follows her to the bathroom. I don't want to think about that. I don't know why I said that. But I'm leaving it in the video because, again, these are my raw reactions. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
With regards to the new sex trafficking lawsuit, gifts given to the plaintiff during the time with WWE and associations with Vince McMahon. From 2019 until early 2022, McMahon provided Ms. Grant with gifts to keep her under his control. Upon information and belief, the gifts provided to Ms. Grant included ones purchased by McMahon and expended them to WWE, which, if you guys remember, there were specific purchases that were redacted from WWE's spending, and it was in the form of like some were like million, some were like a few million, some were like a couple thousand. And these reports could be found online. You can look them up. And basically, the money was being given as hush hush money, which was a part of the lawsuit here, which eventually will come to fruition again, into light again. But I did talk about this like months ago. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm too lazy to find the clip of myself talking about it and putting it in this video. So you could either take my word for it, or you could tell me to F off and just go search it yourself. Completely understandable. But either way, what I'm telling you is accurate, I swear. I would never post a video if it wasn't accurate, I promise. I do my best to put the videos in concise information for you guys, but also be as accurate as I can be. Anyways, examples of the items received by Ms. Grant. So she's not a Mrs., which is why I corrected myself there. From McMahon in 2019, following alternative clinic medical care and medical and cosmetic services and products, clubhouse access tickets to the Belmont Stakes, WrestleMania private full-day transportation and premium tickets, a $2,000 Nordstrom gift card, a massive box of Godiva. Let's take it up a notch. 2020, $20K towards her surgery paid directly to a surgeon's office. Pearl diamond paved lariat necklace from Bear Ridge in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is actually one of the better jewelers in Connecticut. And Greenwich is a really rich area for those of you who may not know, which is where I believe some of the McMahons are even from in the first place. I think Shane is from there. Anyways, blue cashmere knee-length cardigan from Nordstrom. Blue Burberry check cashmere scarf, Nordstrom, which again, these are $1,000, couple $100. Blue cashmere and fur hat, Nordstrom, that's a couple $100 as well. Gray cashmere shawl, Nordstrom, another couple $100. Celine glasses, couple $100. Cable knit throw blanket, maybe $200, $300. Large bouquet of flowers delivered approximately every other week. And then we move on to 2021, which is where it gets a little extreme and where a lot of the money was coming out of. A 2022 BMW 430xi, or L. 2022. This car literally starts at $46,000 if you're going for a basic edition. It goes all the way up to $65,195, depending on the trim and the options that you buy, which is crazy. A $5,000 gift card at Lanfear Spa. 2 private chef catered dinners in McMahon's condo. 2 private chef catered dinners in McMahon's condo. I want to repeat that again because I'm not even going to talk. Let's move on. Gold and diamond paved paperclip necklaces from the Better Ridge in Greenwich. Again, because they're a very legit jewelry store, or whatever you want to call it. But it's a place that sells jewelry. There's other names for the ones that are faceted with people of higher monetary stature, but I don't have the proper vernacular right now because I'm recording a video and I forget things. $15,000 Bloomingdale gift card. Bruh. Food assortment display in an antique tea ceremony set from Saudi Arabia, which is worth thousands, 10 grand plus minimum. Large bouquet of flowers delivered approximately every other week, which is what they've been doing since 2021 and before that, or started to do in 2021. I apologize. And here is the actual legal paperwork in the United States District Court for the District of Connecticut. So it shows the plaintiff Janelle Grant, again, putting all this into fruition or effect, as you say. So they have everything that breaks down here in very detailed notes. So if you guys want to read through all this, you're more than welcome to do so. But it's everything I said, just more or less shrunk. This is basically like extended to a degree that is kind of crazy. See the whole 2020 sharing explicit photos thing. McMahon and Laurinaitis being informed that she was promoted to vice president. Again, Ms. Grant in that role with the exception of a temporary relocation to the XFL until McMahon verbally directed her to transfer to talent relations, reporting to defender John Laurinaitis, which again, he was also in the case as well. McMahon wanted Ms. Grant to keep their closeness a secret, aka the NDA. This is all highly detailed here. This is a far more detailed documentation than anything I could have ever said. And again, in SEC, the company tried to divert attention away from McMahon's abuse of women, focusing on the technical issue of how hush money was accounted for, which is what I spoke of earlier. So here's the actual proof. I knew one way or another I was going to be able to show it to you again. But basically, there was money being taken out, and it was being utilized as hush money through WWE, and the SEC filings were able to discover this. Because again, when WWE became a public traded company, you can look up everything they spend their money on. It's all public knowledge. Like you can go and look. You know what I mean? That's how people who do nonprofit organizations, but then they use the money for other things. That's how they get caught, because it's the same thing. Nonprofit organizations are not public traded companies per se, but they are public companies that you yourself, the random viewer, can go and look up and see things for yourself. So again, if you want to look at all this, it's on WrestleOps' Twitter. Again, shout outs to them for always being so chill and legit. If any of you who run that account or watch this, just know I always give you credit because y'all are the best. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a fantastic night. It has been your boy Loso, aka Charlie. Please drop a follow, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. I have a gaming channel, link in the description if you want to watch that. Peace.